Good evening again. Hello, we are on to night 5 of our nightly stream series. So here we go. I'll do things properly this time. Introductions. Hello, my name is Cennamo-Smith. I am an author of fantasy, crime, sci-fi and horror. And this is my YouTube and or Twitch channel depending on where you're watching. Yes, both are available. If you're on YouTube, hello. If you're on Twitch, hello. A follow, a subscribe, a like, all those things would be lovely to let people know this weird thing is happening. What are we doing? Well, this is night 5, as I said, technically night 4. We'll get onto that in a second. This is night 4 of modelling, of working on our summer project, which is a 3D animation in the style of Love, Death and Robots, starting from creation of characters, moving on to texturing of characters, design of scene, animation, the whole malarkey. We're going to get as much as we can done in the month of August, when we can after which move back onto our standard lunchtime Friday streams. This stream is going ahead purely because I can't stream during the day anymore. I usually stream every Friday for an hour at 12 o'clock UK time, for a little lunch break fun. So what I'm doing instead, because I can't do 1 hour 1 day a week, I'm doing 2 hours a night for every day of August, because that's logic, clearly. So yeah, welcome along. Hope you enjoy. You might notice on the left over here, you'll see some music. This is Spotify. This is what we're playing. It's chill vibes. We are just relaxing. There is the artist and song if you want to hop along. I do not own the rights to any of this music. Am I worried about copyright strikes? Not particularly. I'm not here to make money, I'm here to have fun. And I'm here to have fun with you all. So, hop along. You might notice as well, scrolling along the bottom is a series of things in the style of the news. This is pretty much where you can find me everywhere. So there's my website, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, Patreon, and Discord. There we go, all of them in one go. If you want to follow me on any of those platforms, that'd be great. Discord is open to everybody. You're welcome to come and chat along. Patreon, what you can find on there is if you sign up for the free tier, you get every month a free short story. A month delayed from the people that do pay. If you are on the standard tier, you get what do you get on the standard tier? Yep, you get the monthly series. You get, at the moment, you get a noir crime drama called Insecticide. You get a light novel style series called I Used to Be an Adventurer, Now I Run a Tavern. And you get the monthly short story, and 1 month before the free tier. If you sign up for the top tier, you get all of these things, but you also get all of my ebooks, everything I've written, like my entire series, just straight to you, forever, to keep. Huzzah! So, if you want to sign up, that's a great way to give me any kind of support, but even just a follow or like, a subscribe on any of these platforms does the world of good. Just to let me know that there are other people out there that want to have some fun. So, in the meantime, let's get on to our robot. The magic of cinema. This delightful little fellow is exactly where we left him yesterday. This is Twitch. Although I have fully decided I hate this leg. So this leg is going. This leg is going, and gone. Okay, I said gone. So I'm going to pretty much stick with the exact same thing we've got for the arm. I'm just going to clone that down here because all arm legs are vertical arms. I know that's not all legs are, but it worked for my analogy. We will be scaling it up a little bit. We're also going to be removing the hand because that would be all sorts of weird, and the last thing I want to do is give more nightmares. You may notice this is not the highest detail modelling you've ever seen, and there's a reason for that. There are 7 of these robots. You heard me right, 7. And what I'm not going to do is model 7 high detail robots across 6 months. if you want to see what I can do for a robot, I would again suggest hopping over to Patreon, because there is, I believe, I'll double check if it's not there, I'll put it on later. I'll put it on tonight. Probably should put it on. I'll put it on tonight regardless if it's not there. I'll just do a little update. There was a project a while back called the Big Bot Bash, which I quite liked the look of. It was people putting together robots made out of junk. Now, I would love to do that, but I also enjoy staying married, and my wife would kill me if I started making robots out of junk and just leaving them around there. She would say there is enough junk in my office already. The last thing I need to do is make more junk. So I did what I do best, and I made things digitally. Let's see if I can. Do we have him? I might just see if I can pump him up. Oh, there we go. This is what I can do if you give me 8 hours. I don't think that's too bad. Yeah. So this is what I can do in a little under 2. So we're gonna, we'll finish off his leg, and then it'll be a little over 2 hours. Let me see, what foot was I going for this guy? Just as a reminder, there is a plan to a degree. We sort of have an idea of what we're doing. Let's turn that off. Let's go back over here. There we go. Got everything functioning the way it should, to a degree. Yeah, let's make some toes. I'm deciding gonna go for that three-pronged toe on this. And we'll see exactly how this goes. You need to be a little lower. Yeah, you're gonna go there. This one is going to be a little bit more detailed than the previous bot, who was Talk. He was just a big boy, so he didn't need to be that fully detailed with these sorts of things, because there was enough of him already. I should have done those a bit bigger, but that's fine. It gives me wiggle room to do this, and then I'm going to give him sort of a heel, for want of a better phrase. Look like the most exciting thing in the world, and you're right, it's not. It's a bit dull, but that's fine. We are just getting started. That might actually be alright. I think I'll leave that bit. Just for the sake of making things different, I'm going to find a more interesting way to bend this toe down, just to show you. This is meant to be a tutorial, and I wouldn't recommend anybody following for tutorial reasons. That's one. That kind of gives it a nice toe, but that curves it all a bit too much in a way I'm not a big fan of. Where is my FFD? I don't know what that stands for. I've never known what that stands for. What this does is it creates a mesh that I could modify the mesh if I really wanted to. I could add more sections. I don't really need to, I just wanted to taper it a little bit there. There we go. And we can click on new. This I really should. State to object. There we go. info. Why isn't that? I need to add that to my shop. Oh, just yeah, no, it didn't work. Just want to take that edge off just a little bit. Oh, that's not good. Somehow that got disconnected. There we go. I could now, for the sake of, yeah, I'm going to. No, I don't need to do that. Or do I? Now let's leave it with it getting too complicated now for what is going to be quite a minor point. Okay. Let's keep this simple. Oh, I don't know why I'm feeling extra clicky this evening. I apologise, I think that was very loud. I was just realised I've been talking about the music, I didn't turn it on. There we go, that might be a bit better. Are we doing it? Can you hear that now? I think you can hear that now, it's literally fading out. Yeah. We'll find out. Tell me if you can't hear it. What we need to do now, just for the sake of making things look mechanical, close now, aren't they? To that point there, that's going to be too far, is it? I could just make that bigger. It is also a valid option. Ooh, here's a fun idea. So also a shape I don't get to use very often, because I don't honestly make a lot of donuts. There. Now I need to make that significantly smaller, and we're just going to torus this. No, that does not look good, does it? Here's an alternate idea. That's also quite unsettling as well, I think, having well, his legs not really big. His legs aren't big enough, are they? Let's just see. If we oh no, they're going through there, I'm just thinking. Yeah, his body is too big for his limbs. So that might be a good enough difference there. Silly little bots that I can move. Just, I say silly, these are the bots that are just going to be running around. Yeah, if you're unsure of what exactly is going on, I would highly recommend going and reading my short story Control Snow, because this will then make a hell of a lot more sense. Detail now. I know I'm feeling I've got to start another robot in a moment to be on track, but this is not a train. Besides, we're doing fine. Why are you giving that again, aren't you? Silly little machine. Yes, I am giving this bot a bit of a booty. I don't know why I just feel it mentally, but it doesn't look like her underwear now as well. Let's put it back in place. Right. Now we keep it there. Let us what we can actually do. What I think would make a lot of difference. It's the thigh and the shin. Yeah, that's what's messed it up. The shin is not the right length, it is proportionally off. smidge. Still doesn't seem right. I was measuring it from there. So now I see, so there's always something. Is that going to make it look out of place again? Is that going to be about right? There we go. That's more like it. I'm happier with that. We'll see how this goes. Yeah. See a bit too tall now. Twitch and one patch, who will have slightly different mechanics and tools, but they are twins. Like I say, okay, oh, he's gone. That's unfortunate, right? That Twitch and what? Oh, I need to go back and check who is who. So in the interim. I'm going to model one of these things wrong. Yeah. What on earth have I drawn there? Okay, we're going to go on to our next bot and hope for the best. I'm going to look it up for tomorrow night to see which bot Twitch is meant to be the twin of, because I wrote the story several months ago and it has left my brain. I'm also looking at what I've got here. I've drawn this bugger from the front. Just not helpful, because I don't really like the shape of his head. I know what we're going to do here. We're going to do this very odd way as well. Just going to literally flip this way and do that. Loaded the points good. Right. Now, there is a reason for this boy. I'm going to go ahead and do bin X, whose head I cannot decide how I want it to look. I do want the wall to be semi-unique. And this is the little librarian boy. Tell you what, let's do some online research together. Let's see what we're doing. Robots. Well, I've googled this before. Well, this is unhelpful. This is entirely unhelpful. He's kind of cute. Oh no. These are all kind of boring. Or maybe I should actually give this one a face. Let's make this one a little bit more human, maybe. I'm pretty sure that's AI crap. But what we can do... Oh no, I like him. He's cute, okay. Nope. Elderly woman. Oh, okay. This looks terribly fake. That really does. If that is this meant to be real? Because this looks AI. Should I not even address this? I have to go and cut that bit. This looks AI. Are they meant to? How do they say? Oh, it is AI. Ugh. Yeah, that was absolute tat. Open image and new tab. There we go. I have no problem ripping off AI art. First of all, I should probably stop calling it AI art because it's definitely not. Where did everything go? There we go. Now I can see everything better. Right, we are going to rip off AI and we're going to do it better. Not better, we're just going to make it look nicer. Right. This is going to be a full case of trust the process, because I know exactly how bad this looks up until you get very close to the finish, because I absolutely hate modelling humans. Humans are the bane of my existence, both digitally and in the physical. That was harsh. Okay. I'm going to delete half the face. And we're going to... No, we're going to symmetrify it. Okay, so what do we need first for this? We do need 2 eyes, so let's do is that good enough for an eye? There we go. Organic surfaces, it is a pain in the butt. Just want you. No, I just want you to come here. Bridge in the nose. I'm not having a nose, but it's still important to know where it would be. Chin up. Hey. Line. That. Hold you in to square it off just a little bit. I said I hate modelling humans, and I'm going to remind you significantly, remind you of that several times on one of the next streams, as we do have to model our main character, who is effectively Snow White. because, you know, why not? Disney took another crack at it and didn't do that great, so I'm going to have a go. And I know this no, it wasn't CGI, but the performance was. And most of the other film probably would have been better if they'd just done a fully animated film. It's what they're good at. It's where they got their start. Go back to the mouse. Right, I'm just faffing at this point in time. I need to do. Oh, that's too low. Is the head too big? Is that what I've done? I shrink it down. Yeah, that's better. That looks a bit nicer. I'm fully aware it's also square, and I'm going to have to curve this around in a moment, and I will. I could just do it quickly by doing that. No, I'm just going to oomph. Just to give you an idea of how this works. That's much nicer already, isn't it? Much curvier. Just a little bit. That's too many. If I just want to do one, there we go. One is easier to work with. One looks a bit nicer and a little less forced. It's going to mess with things just for a moment. That's a bit creepy. Which, strangely, for this animation is not what we're going for. I do want to have them now. But, okay, let's do it this way. Curve around the way over here. Turn that on now because where did everything go? Okay, come back. I don't need that now really. Get rid of the subdivision. It gave me a good idea of what it's going to look like, but we want the mouth to effectively end a wee bit sooner. So I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm going to give it a try. Disconnect. Okay. Let's turn off the symmetry for a moment. Now we've got to reconnect some points together. That's alright, but let's now make scale those peepers up a little bit, bring them back in, scale them down just a touch, a little bit of detail. Maybe we can add that detail into here. Make a separation. Do the same thing here. Hold that bit back out so we have something that pops. There we go. That's more rounded. Right. I'm going to round off these edges just to give a bit more of smoothness to it, like before. Takes the edge off ever so slightly. Do a similar thing with the one up here. There we go. Yeah, this is the only downside of working in symmetries. And it does that. That's fine. We'll fix it in a moment. There we go. Goodbye and goodbye. Don't need those faces there. What we do need is all of this though to be in one smooth, lovely line. That puts those back there. There we go. Same as before. Just gonna give a teeny tiny little bit. Teeny tiny bit of rounding just there to soften it just a touch. Okay. I don't think we need all of those lines down there. So let's just have a bit of a clean up. Just cut down on our polygon count for multiple reasons. That's fine there. Yeah. One, the less polygons there are, the less time it will take to render. I know it's going to make bugger all difference at this point in time, but it was also less for me to have to worry about, less processing power, less of everything. These things are going to be quite packed and heavy with a number of robots walking around as well as a human character in what I hope is going to be quite an interesting and detailed world. I'll do the same over here, but center point, otherwise it will split the model into, and we don't want that. Let's leave it at that. Okay, I know that's not made a world of difference, but that does look a little bit creepy, and I kind of like that. Maybe does he need to be slightly? Nope. He's fine. That's what we are going to do is I'm going to use that, the F and F again. A lot more at this point here now. I'm going to try and bring this up here. There we go. A little bit more skull-like. So we can see. Good evening, Flaz. How are you? I'm hoping to add to your nightmares a bit more this evening. Behold, a creepy face. Oh, it's even creepier like that. Let's get rid of. There we go. Maybe we can get rid of the smile. Hey, procrastinating. Procrastinating is the key to something. We just haven't figured out what it is yet, because we're probably busy procrastinating. But you know, one day we'll get there. One day we'll figure out the reason. Until then, though, there's video games. We are continuing. We are continuing with bots. We are continuing with this silly little project and deadline I've set myself. And this is creepy, but I kind of like that. I need to make him look more robotic though. Just turn it around. Yeah. Okay. Stick to objects. Okay, it's still just half a face, that's fine. Oh. Let us. It's a very human robot. For now. It's not great, but it's not meant to be. See if I can mess with him just a touch. Where's the boule? Boule, where art thou? A without B. No, A without B. That works. That I can work with. Okay, I'm going to, just for the sake of it, I'm going to make a copy of that in case I don't like this in 20 minutes. 20 minutes is a long deadline to set myself. And we just create simple objects. See. Wait. Now let's go in and tidy up some points. Things we do for what we do in these them shadows. By procrastinating flies, I'm guessing you mean you've not been editing. Which I'm not going to judge you for in any way, shape or form, trust me. Right, when it comes to editing, I will procrastinate the day away. Is this okay for nightmare fodder? How many seconds we have got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'll be alright. Subdivisions. 4. Is here that I do? I just do that. Turn off. Creating icons. Can I just add one more? Be done with it. I can. Perfect. Beautiful. Much quicker. Get it all drawn for me. Right, okay. Now, I may have deviated a little, but no, I need, that's another good reason for doing that. I need another one of those. Not 6. Oh, it's midnight. Very kind of my phone to let me know that I am staying up too late. What on earth is, no, what on earth is, there we go. Kind of looks like a mask. It kind of does look like a mask. We are going to remedy that to an extent. If we put that on there, extend it out just a touch. so sure about this. Is it too far away from the other designs? Is it too far removed? I can also scale everybody up to be a bit more accurate whilst I'm at it here. Of course, stub is not that big. Scale of these voices terribly incorrect. That's a 2 meter cube for reference. Okay, let's use talk is going to be the scale of reference. Let's put all these boys together so we know who's who. That face style is too far removed from what we have with these boys. We need style consistency. Face different looks too very there. I guess we're in a bind. What should I do for this gentleman's face? Here's a fun thing I found out whilst researching and checking things. Did you know that the word droid is copyrighted? Despite the fact it's clearly just the last 5 letters of the word android and not a very original idea, Disney and Lucasfilms have copyrighted the word droid, which is why no other film uses it. Droids have only ever existed in Star Wars, which I find redonkulous. Absolutely that. Here's the other issue. It's very difficult to come up. Well, look, just having a little browse here on my other screen. I just typed in robot head just to see what came up, and it's pretty much every robot head is just let's try and make these robots look more human, which is not what I'm trying to do here. but I do want, this is our little librarian character. Well, to a degree, he's the equivalent of a librarian. He's the data storage unit. So I want him to be a bit more, stand out a little bit and be a bit more. But you know, okay. Here's what we can do. Here is entirely what we can do. We can start again. Don't need that many curves, there we go. Right. What we are going to do is we're going to make him a little more curvy, but not humanoid. There we go. Okay, bottom closed. Okay, we've got the semblance of an idea. Just working out how I'm going to do it. What do I need? I need a square. I need this to be, I need some kind of square unit in here. What is the width of those? The width of those is 500, so I need that section to be 500 high. That's fine. Nope. And that bit is the bit I need. This is what we're going to do. This is entirely what we're going to do. He says, still trying to work it out. Flat, okay. That's good enough for me. For reference, you're watching the digital equivalent of somebody sketching right now, because I've got a rough idea of what I want to do, but not a firm grasp of the concept. Which, well, they can try copyrighting my Android. There we go. That's how you do it. Oh yeah, yes. If there's any mechs in your space opera, make sure you specify that they are not droids, but they are in fact androids. Shortcut. Come on, Nicholas, pretend you know what you're doing. I'll add some Justice Point then, yeah. Yeah, fuck Disney. What have they got? Just some fancy lawyers. Too much. That might be a bit too much. Just to go minus 30. That's a sweet spot. something went sideways somewhere. Not sure what, not sure why. You. Where do you think you two are going? That's it. Get back there. Sorry, we'll just, for the sake of everything again. Z. There we go, everything back so it's all even. Don't know why I just did that, since I need to do something again now to curve it. There we go. Good enough for rock and roll. Okay, we're going to have to get close and personal on this one, I think. Well, of course there's only a couple. We do want visible only this time, so first. There we go. There are so many androids in the room, like thousands of androids if you dared to count the androids. But if you didn't, then the android looks as if they're numbered in the millions androids. Just have a robotic character called Android, like A-N-N-E. See what you can do about that, Mr. Lucas. There and there. Could I just... Yeah. Well, those bits are easy. But what can I do with those two there? I think that line is going to go... No, it doesn't. Oh, interesting. So if I move that point, what happens? Okay, that is entirely fused. Good to know. Oh, that was a click. Let's get rid of all polygon issues. Let's again, to maintain the consistency of the slightly curved aesthetic, I am realizing this is starting to look a bit like a Pokeball. And I'm actually okay with that. Reactors to the bishop. That is a joke I did not expect anybody to get, or indeed what I want anybody to repeat. Is it just that my parents are weird, or whenever somebody said, or whenever somebody in your family said anything that could be even slightly derogatory or have a double entendre meaning, would anyone else in your family make a comment similar to that? Or again, is it just my family? Where's the lens to? Right now, the lens twitch became good to know. Right, my daughter. It's always getting to the point where I think the minute stops is the only one with two eyes, which is going to be somewhat ironic, or which is somewhat ironic. Every time with your cylinders. It's annoying, pointless, it's infuriating. Okay. Right. Here's the question, do I want this gentleman to have, this bot, to have something that resembles a mouth? Do not want him talking like a South Park Canadian. That's a bit too stupid for what I'm going for. But do I do like a vent sort of thing and give him a mouth? Fluids. I'm happy with that as the head. Although, could I have doubled down and done it twice? Given him two eyes as well. Because when you come down to it, does a computer need two eyes? Which computers register depth perception the same way? Or would they have other methods of doing it? Here's a question, how do computers measure depth perception? makes sense. Is that what I'm thinking too much about this now? Definitely thinking too much about this now. Let's leave the head alone for a minute, because we're thinking too much, we're not getting anything actually done, we're just spinning around ahead, which I'm fully aware is perfectly just how you play Fallout as far as I'm aware. Right. Yeah, the similar thing with the body is going to be skinny, but always going to be a data. Oh, I've not put too much thought into this, and I don't want to just keep repeating myself with designs. I may just have to go back and read my story again to work out how I designed him on paper. I just can't remember if he ever. There's so many things I can't remember about my own goddamn story. So we could call it early and do something else, or we could come up with an idea right here and now and stick with it. Do I still have? Did I save the? I did not. Really don't know what I'm doing here. I'm stumped. I'm fully stumped. He needs to be, this one needs to be a bit more articulated, even though for the majority of it he does wear a sheet. And that's also going to be a thing that's going to be a pain in the ass to model and render and make sure it looks nice. I might just call it here for the night because I don't want to sit there and that's the usual. I don't want to. Oh, thanks, Les. But I am now stumped on the body because I can't remember what I did. I could very quickly wander over to Patreon and just read the damn story. Not thoroughly, of course. Just do a word search for Binex or Binks, however you want to call him. That's fine. There we go. Let's do this the old-fashioned way. Let's actually just go back and look. Collections. Where are you? Short stories. How are we knowing? There is it. Control snow. Find. Well, that's good to know. I did write they have one eye specifically. I did not describe his body very well. Kind of looks like an android. God damn you, Flaz. I did write droid in this story several times, which is why I know that it's copyrighted, but I'm also ripping off Disney for Snow White as well, so why not go whole hog? Okay. Oh, he's got legs. I've got that far in my story. What are we doing? are we actually doing with our evening today? Okay, we need to come up with something. We need to come up with a design for this body. Let's just start. Let's just start doing stuff. We are sketching in 3D now. Think about librarians, they are skinny and slightly hunched. Let's see, what does a exposition sunk so much? It feels so wrong, definitely Harry Potter though, explaining the huge and cool ships is amazing. True. When you're going into that level, this was for that level deal for a book, I would say yeah, it's worth it. Well, this is was like a 3,000 word short story. It wasn't perfect. I probably could go back and put more detail into it if I wanted to, but I think it served purpose. The amount of information that was given, it allowed the mind to wander a little bit. Unfortunately, it's not helping me in my current situation, but what does it do? That's not helpful. I'm trying to look up. I'm just googling wildly now. I don't want to. Every time you kind of look for anything robot related, it just shows you robot humans. I goddamn hate that. It's so unoriginal. And again, because I want to keep thematic, I want to keep on task, and yeah, the others can kind of work apart from. Are both stubs is kind of curved like a little bin, and Torque is obviously got a massive round body. So there is like this could be again something a bit more curved. I don't know why I just deleted a cube to put another cube back in. Again, that just feels like it's copying the design that's already taken, I've already used, which I could do just for the sake of it. Doesn't suit. Does not look good. So I can't. Well, at least now I know it won't work, or it won't look as aesthetically pleasing. But I'm still stumped as to what I'm actually going to do with this little bugger. Let's go with. Something a bit more segmented, maybe. Let's not worry about the head for now, but we're going to use that as reference. I don't want that cube. I do not want that cube. I do not wish to be cubing today. It's something. Don't know what it is yet, but it's definitely something. It might honestly just be too tired to work and to think. However, this is all the creative time I have for this entire month. So we're going to make the absolute most of it. Here it goes, right, okay. Okay, I've got ribcage. He says, still really not knowing what he's doing. I'm using the weld tool a lot this evening. So I don't know why that seems muscular. I do not want a muscular librarian robot. Apparently. There's a very good chance that I'm going to go to sleep this evening at some point. That would be nice. But then have an idea that I'd like so much more than this. And tomorrow night we're going to come back and do this all again. There's a very, very good chance. I could. Just do that. Has the salt, a little bit of an exotic vibe, which again I don't hate. I can then mess around with something that has lights in the middle there. Let's not have a hole in your spine. Another thing I don't really explain how the character looks in the first chapter. Yes, you definitely should. Unless their identity is secret, you should definitely describe how they look. The first note I got back from all of my beta readers when I did my first book was, the character seems cool, but what do they look like? I was like, I hadn't realised I'd kind of described their clothing and their style, but not what they look like. I hadn't described hair colour, eye colour, facial features, and so yeah, I would go back. You've explained whether you think so technically you could say they look pretty similar. I think you should definitely make it more explicit. Because again, if you have any siblings, how similar do you look like to them? I look nothing like either of my siblings. Mostly because I look like my mother, my brother looks like my father, and my sister is female. So she has that going. And she also looks more like her own mother. Yeah, it looks. So yeah, definitely go back and say what your main character looks like. Got a plan B for the other guy, but that guy I didn't really explain. Okay, then I'll definitely change it. Sorry, now I was finding where I should put it. Somewhere near the beginning. When your character is first introduced, it doesn't need to be explained that he looks like this, he looks like X, Y, Z. You could do it subtly. You could drop it in like paragraph by paragraph. So if he walks in, does he scratch his chin? You could say stubbled or rough or square, or you could then start explaining bits and like piece together like jigsaw puzzle how the character looks, so that people can sort of like get main features out pretty soon. But I would say like you can, as long as it's within like the first meeting of the character, but that way people can start to form an image, even though they're all images of like metal images of characters will look different to every person. People can start to form what that image is effectively for themselves. So I would definitely say get that in the first chapter, the first meeting of the character. Okay, I'm happier with that. I'm tempted to give him a wheel, even though in the story he has legs. Also, the brother expression definitely helps with the complexion and the hair colour and eyes, but everything else I need to add something else. Everything else I need to add somewhere else. Do you meet the brother before you meet the main character? Because if you're meeting the brother first, then you could just describe your main character as looking similar to his brother and then point out the differences, especially if you go into detail on how the brother looks. Meet him right after you meet the main character. So if you meet the brother after you meet the main character, maybe describe the main character first using this detail you've given for the description of the brother, and then when the brother comes in you could easily describe him as looking like the main character, and then just point out the differences. So you've not increased your word count or anything like that, or made more work for yourself in that respect, but you have put the important information where it needs to be. Because if you had described, if you had introduced a character, not fully described them, and then started describing the brother, I would start thinking, okay, the brother is the main character, and would then be confused as I read further on to find out he wasn't, if that's making sense. I'm gesticulating wildly and you can't really see it on camera, but hope I've not made too much work for you with my opinion on that, and again, this is just my opinion. Sitting here trying to design robots and rip off Disney. Just standard Tuesday things. Okay, that's enough facking with the torso, let's put some arms in there now. Do a similar thing, I think, that we did with the previous. What's the size of that we got? Let's go. Difference of about 40, so 380. 380. 30 for the height. I am by no means a master of anything. I, much like everybody else, am hanging on by the seat of my pants, hoping that one day someone on Netflix picks up my book and makes it a series. this day. That's why I am here, making silly videos on the internet. Out of pure curiosity, Flash, you do not have to answer this if you do not feel comfortable. Are you UK based? I wouldn't recommend it. We do not exactly have great weather or reputation. Although we've got some of the best stuff in the museums. All the best stuff. Fair enough. I was going to say, if you were, there is a book fair in 2 weeks that I'll be attending. Greatest disappointment. Oh, don't say that, you've got plenty of life left. Don't set your standards so high. Sure, you've got plenty more to be disappointed about in the years to come. Sticking with the old ball joint limbs, that entire section. I think needs to come up and out. Shoulders. Okay. Oh, now I have the same issue with arms. I'm going to think I'm going to just to make things a little bit easier for myself. I am going to still Torque's hand. Not for ever, because Torque's hand is a bit too one large and two detailed, shall we say? Not detailed, but it's I might have to thin it out a little bit because I don't want these massive knuckle pads on it. I don't want the arms to be as spindly. change it later. I don't think that I'm waking up to displaying characters. Right? Yeah. Now is not the time to be editing anything. It is. I don't know for you, but for me it's nearly 1 in the morning. I'm assuming it's somewhat later for you. That or your sleep schedule is more messed up than mine. Which again is entirely possible. They appear to be structurally integral to the shape of this hand. I might keep it. Right. That's more to say. Robert is looking very android. It's actually a good way to work out how long I leave the arm to be. Can you reach? Yeah. So I'm just leaving like Rayman. So what's the distance? There we go. Right. Let's work out the distance between cubes. Nope, I turned on cap lock at some point. Oh, gosh. Not having a square arm, I am generally just giving myself some guides. So that's elbow, wrist. Let's go to the center of that. So that's the length, that's just under 2. The head kind of runs over R2D2. Fair. It made me think of a Pokemon. What do we do for this gentleman's arm? As again, I've not been very detailed. Again, I've generally just drawn bloody stick figures for the arms. Because that's as far as my thinking went. I drew torque and stub, and actually twitch with a fair amount of detail. Patch I also drew, and then I realised I thought he was one of the twins, but he might not be. OT definitely looks better. I don't look better than whatever the face was. Yeah, fair. I don't know why. I was trying to think. I was trying to make a kind of humanish looking librarian thing. Didn't pan out well. So there's only 3 minutes left. I think this is where we're going to leave it for now. We can come back. We did not do as much today as planned, but we are getting onto the Annoyingly, the robots that are in the story for longer, but I have planned the design of less, which is not helpful. I am, however, going to go back and read the story and work out. I might even rewrite some bits and pieces to match character, come up with some better character designs. But that's a task for another evening. I still have. I think that story's. I'm just checking the dates. I think they've got an episode coming out then. I think that's finished. Got an episode coming out then, which I also think is finished, and then a short story there which I have yet to write, but I will do that at some point this week. Anyway, good night, class. I think I'm about to do the same because it is 1 in the morning. It is time to log out, so thank you very much for coming. I hope you sleep well. Those on Airbnb, if anyone happens to stumble upon this, I will do an actual outro. So thank you for coming, thank you for watching. My name is Cennamo-Smith. Again, if you've enjoyed this weird evening of nonsense, this one's not been one of the better streams, I'll be honest with you. But some of them are quite fun. There's a lot more on the channels, both Twitch and YouTube. If you want to find me, there is a scrolling banner. Good night, class. Take care of yourself, and I will see you at some point. Sleep well. Get your 8 hours. What's 8 hours of sleep? Who needs that? Anyway. So yes, my name is Cennamo-Smith. I am an author of crime fantasy, sci-fi, horror, and some fun little short stories. If you've enjoyed this, I have a Patreon. It's free to sign up, or there are paid tiers. Paid tiers get some more stuff, but free tiers is still appreciated. If you've enjoyed this video, a like, a subscribe, or a follow on Twitch would be fantastic. There are some links below where you can find everything from my Instagram to my website, where you can get a hold of my books, or my Patreon, where you can get some short stories exclusively made there, as well as my ebooks if you're interested in those. And yeah, that is all for me this evening. I hope you are well, stay safe, and have a lovely evening wherever it is you are. TTFN.